This morning, NBC News has confirmed there have now been more than 66 million COVID cases in the U.S.
Right now, 130,000 Americans are hospitalized with COVID, and cases are still rising in nearly every state. Despite that, there are some signs of progress in regions first hit hard by Omicron. In states like New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, cases appear to have peaked. And here in New York City, they've dropped off nearly 47% from earlier this month. But other parts of the country are still getting slammed. According to an NBC News tally, California has now surpassed 7 million COVID-19 cases since the start of the pandemic, becoming the first state to hit that mark. We have team coverage to help us break down and understand the latest on the pandemic. Joining us now is NBC News medical reporter Erica Edwards. Dr. Bob Lahida will join us in a moment. Erica, we'll start with you, and we're going to start with schools. We've been talking about how fast the Omicron variant has spread. That's made it hard for some schools to keep their classrooms staffed. What's the impact you're seeing, and how are school districts handling this surge?
Yeah. Hey, Joe. Good morning. You know, the impact coast to coast has been enormous. Schools in Washington state, Kansas, Missouri, even New York have had to cancel classes either because of high community transmission of COVID-19 or because so many teachers and other staff have called out sick. Now, for those schools, districts that have been able to remain open, districts are calling on, National Guardsmen, school board members, even parent volunteers to step in as either substitute teachers, bus drivers, even custodial and cafeteria staff. The North Kansas City School District had 300 teachers out sick last Friday. We talked with the school district's superintendent about how they also got creative. Here's what he had to say.
We're having a pretty difficult time in covering all of our classes. We had to really lean on our staff, like our paraprofessionals, our librarians, our reading teachers, our central office staff, to go fill those additional vacancies so that we can continue to have school.
Some school districts have actually extended the MLK holiday weekend into this week to help shore up some of those absences.
So, Eric, as we mentioned, we're seeing a plateau in some of those states that were first to report Omicron cases. It strikes me these areas are in the Northeast where vaccination rates are high. So do health experts think we're going to see this in other parts of the country? And if so, what's the timeline looking like this for Omicron?
Sure. So other countries who have gone through an Omicron surge have generally seen a really steep rise in cases and then a really steep fall in cases. Now, here in the U.S., as you mentioned, it appears that cases in parts of the Northeast, even in Florida, have begun to plateau. But because cases are rising in so many other parts of the country, experts say it's still going to be a few weeks before we could possibly see any kind of national plateau.
And looking forward, some health experts are suggesting Omicron's rapid spread will help us reach the endemic stage. So remind us, what is that, the endemic stage, and what are you hearing from health experts about it?
Yeah, that's a hope that COVID-19 is somehow evolving into something that, even though it's around us all the time, it's not causing widespread disruption as it has over the past few years. Dr. Anthony Fauci addressed the issue yesterday during a World Economic Forum event. Here's what he had to say.
When you talk about whether or not Omicron, because it's a highly transmissible, but apparently not as pathogenic, for example, as Delta, I would hope that that's the case, but that would only be the case if we don't get another variant that eludes the immune response to the prior variant. It is an open question as to whether or not Omicron is going to be the live virus vaccination that everyone is hoping for.
Joe, right now, more than 98% of COVID-19 cases here in the U.S. are the Omicron variant. Back to you.
Erica Edwards kicking us off this hour. Erica, thank you.